do this video explaining Cern and magic spells. First one, and let me know if I'm loud enough over the music. I should be. I want to get straight to it. This is cool. This is your periodic table on your elements chart. Keep a mental note of that. That's what we're going to be discussing. Now, as soon as I get the sound check, I'm going to start. Like I said, I'm going to be explaining Cern and how magic spells work. I just need a sound check. And I need to stop drinking water before we get a lot of breaks. Now, I know it'll be lagging, so give you guys a second. Like I said, take a mental note of this. Peace and wisdom mug, get buck 360. Take a mental note of the element chart. If you want, you can pull up your own. Keep a note of that. This is what I'm going to be discussing. Now, like I said earlier, Cern is just the research group, meaning the group of people. So that's the name of the research group, or the, conglomerate of people that's involved. This is your Geneva, Switzerland thing. Now they have what's known as a Hadron Collider. This is the 100-meter tunnel that's over in Geneva, Switzerland. And this is where they crash particles. That's atoms, electrons, the micro aspects of life. Now, like I said before, that's your scientific terminology for these things. Y'all have no clue what colliding electrons or atoms is. If I ask you guys to show me an electron or an atom, you can just show me the word. Now, like I said, Cern, or that research company, or better yet, the Hadron Collider itself, that 100-meter tunnel, that's a spell maker. Now, of course, most of you guys have no clue what a spell is, meaning magic spells. A gentleman earlier, he thinks magic spells have to do with words, and that's a different kind of alchemy. So I want to explain to you guys what spells are. Well, I kind of did if you watch the video I did earlier, the beginnings, but that doesn't matter. You have sorcery, which is your blanket term, the same way science is a blanket term for biomathematics, chemistry, biology, many different sciences. Science itself is not anything but just a term for many different curriculums. And so in the past, you had the word sorcery. Basically the same thing, a blanket term for many different practices, roots, spells, alchemy, numerology. Like I said, many different practices fall under sorcery. Sorcery not being any specific thing, but like science is, it's the blanket term for certain practices. Now, all those practices are separate from one another, meaning spells, alchemy, numerology, all separate practices that fall under sorcery. Of course, we live in modern times, so sorcery was just turned into school curriculum. In that, it's called science, and you have all the curriculum that fall under science. But in the past, before schools, you still learned, of course, but the terminology is different, so to say. And you're not learning curriculum, you're actually learning the practice. Peace and wisdom, Janisha. Now, we're not dealing with all that falls under sorcery. I just want to discuss spells, magic spells, and what that is. Now, look at this periodic table. You see the letters? H for hydrogen, so on and so forth. Many different letters, sometimes 2 letters. Those letters represent the elements or atoms. Now, of course, if I ask any of you guys, show me a hydrogen atom, you can't. And so don't get lost on atoms. Atoms don't matter. All those letters represent different states of air. Air has different temperature, dew point, etc. Nitrogen air or gas is a different temperature than hydrogen gas. So all the letters on the periodic table or element chart, they represent a different state of air. They give you an example, nitrogen. I think it's nitrogen. Or is it hydrogen? One of their boiling points is like minus 430 degrees. So you see how water's a liquid, but you can boil it and turn it into air or vapor at whatever's the boiling point of water. I forget what it is, like 100 and something. Like that. Nitrogen's boiling point is at negative 430 degrees. Meaning it start boiling and turning into gas or vapor at temperatures that y'all can't even exist in. That's way too cold. We ain't talking 32 degrees, which is the freezing mark, but we talking minus 430 degrees. So you get my point? I apologize. Let me silence this. We talking minus 430 degrees. So in that way, all these different letters on the element chart, they represent a different temperature of the air. Now the atoms are within the different states of airs. So it is an atom thing, but you can't deal with atoms. You can just deal with the airs. In that, oxygen atoms are in oxygen air. Hydrogen atoms are in hydrogen air. You get it? And that go for every letter on this chart. Whatever atom it say it is speaking of the airs or gas that it is. And the atoms are within the state of the air. So this is how you get like rain out of thin air. Different states of airs merging. In that case, hydrogen and oxygen. To make it simple, warm air meets cool air. So you get it? Now you have those different states of airs, of course. Meaning all these numbers are letters. They represent different states of air. Hydrogen, oxygen, so on and so forth. Each letter represents a different temperature or state of air, and the atoms are within it. Now when you start merging these letters, but the letters represent different states of air, so we're speaking of the airs or the gases. They are represented by these letters. But when you merge the airs together, you get a liquid. So air, you can't see air. And so this is why it's magic spells. Basically, you got different kinds of airs if you understand temperature, dew point, and all of that. And if you merge these different airs together, you can manifest liquids, many different kinds, not just water. So this is why it's called magic spells, or, voila, abracadabra, voila thing. That's basically Allah, voila. I go all the way back to Allah, voila, ancient Sumerian deity, or Akkadian deity. But I don't want to get too far off topic. I know my scholarship, it goes deep. But I don't want to get too lost on the Sumerian part. Dealing with science right now. Magic spells. And so, like I said, when you merge these different letters on the element chart, which are states of airs, you get liquid. So it's like magic in perspective. Now, because the letters represent different states of air, let's say you merge hydrogen and oxygen, these being the letters on this chart, but in reality they're states of airs, but it's still binding together letters. So this is why it's called magic spells. And not speaking about spelling, meaning you're using words and writing them together. That's spelling. But we're talking about a different kind of spelling. Magic spells, where you manifest liquids, are a real thing out of thin air, but it's similar in perspective. Meaning they're using the letters because if you understand word or sound, I, E, I, O, sound. This is how you get word from sound. That's air. Meaning y'all breath or the sounds y'all make are different states of airs. Inhale through your mouth. Air's cool. Blow your hot breath out your mouth. Air's hot, it's warm. Two different states of airs on your inhale and exhale. When y'all speaking, different sounds y'all make have different temperature, different dew point, different atoms within it. And so when y'all speaking, y'all are doing magic spells. You get it? Meaning y'all are merging different states of airs, but y'all are speaking words. In the case of the element chart, those airs, which ain't no different than the words coming out your mouth, if you merge them together, you get substance, liquids. This is why when y'all talk, sometimes y'all spitting things like that. Give me 1 second. Like I said, this is why sometimes when y'all talking things of that nature, y'all kind of spit. Breath be a little hot. But it's the airs merging together. Meaning, y'all breath is air. No different than, what the letters on the chart are representing. Now, need a pen. Give y'all an example. If you merge hydrogen, gas or airs, with oxygen airs, you get water. It has a recipe. The recipe is H2O. That's to say, 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom merged together will get you that liquid. Now, of course, y'all ain't dealing with atoms, so y'all say, yeah, I get that solids, but how I get the atoms, man, to merge them together? I told you what the atoms was. Different states of air. So it's basically saying, let's say you had a container. You filled it up with hydrogen air. Then you took that same container and you filled it halfway up with oxygen. Like that. Like H2O, you could just look at it like double the amount of hydrogen air to oxygen air. 2 parts to 1 part. If you're wondering, how would I get the 2 oxygen atoms or the 2 hydrogen atoms to merge with the 1 oxygen atom? You would just merge double the amount of hydrogen gas with oxygen, and it would just manifest on its own from there. You get my point? And that, you got liquid water out of thin air. Magic spells, but it had to do with you merging hydrogen and oxygen. If you're dealing with the chart, HNO. Water's hard. Water comes out of hoses, so it's a deep thing. Now, let's say we just add equal amounts of hydrogen and oxygen. So that gives you H2O2. 2 hydrogen atoms and 2 oxygen atoms. That's what the 2 mean. It's like the amount. So if it say like H8, H8O, that's just basically saying 8 hydrogen atoms. If there's no number at the end, that's just 1. So H2O is really H2O1, but you don't have to say 1. But the point I'm making is H2O, that's the recipe for water. And that recipe has to do with 2 different states of air. Meaning the letters is representing unseen air. Like that. And so you get water from merging hydrogen and oxygen. H2O. Double the amount of hydrogen to oxygen. But let's say you equal it out. H2O2. Meaning you merge an equal amount of hydrogen with an equal amount of oxygen. You'll still get water, but it'll be peroxide. You can't drink that. You can bleach your hair with it. But it's still water in the perspective that it's a cleanser. Meaning you can use peroxide to clean your wounds and things. But it's a little too powerful for drinking. Look at it in that way. There you go. Hydrogen peroxide. Look at hydrogen as hydrate. So you merge oxygen with the hydrate or the hydrogen, and you're going to get the liquid. That will hydrate you. And of course, as you merge more and more atoms together, you get more powerful version of this thing. Hopefully y'all grasp. Let me see if I got a pen. I'll write it out so you can see. H2O2. Like that. The first one is water, or the recipe for water, which is 2 states of airs. So you're looking at a recipe. Science terminology, this is the chemical formula. But the chemical formula is just to say the recipe. But we're speaking 2 different states of airs. In that, you get my point? You're reading H2O, you're a scientist or a sorcerer, you know you're reading, I need a certain amount of hydrogen and a certain amount of oxygen, and these are both gases or airs. Now, the second one, 2 states of airs, hydrogen and oxygen. You merge it together, you get liquid. This is a different liquid, it's called peroxide. And H2O3 gets you trioxide. This is like a flammable. Meaning the liquids start turning into flammables, kind of. That's the best way I can explain it. But you got many recipes. So H2O, that's water. H2O2, that's peroxide. Let's say I replace the H with carbon, a C. Go C2O. That's water. Coconut water. Get coconut water. Let's do C2O2. Now you get ethylene. So you get it? That gets you water, that gets you peroxide. I'll explain how it works. You're just speaking, mixing airs together. Replace the H hydrogen with a carbon atom instead. Now, you get liquid, but ethylene, this is like flammable. You get my point? Meaning C2O gets you basically coconut water. C2O2, you gotta get you ethylene. Now remember, we speaking of different states of airs. Like I said, the different states of airs just have to do with different temperatures. Nitrogen air, carbon airs, these things are all different temperatures, meaning they all have different melting and boiling points. You can look it up for yourself. What's the boiling point of nitrogen? What's the boiling point of whatever atom you want? And that you can see what is the temperature it is at its gas or air state. In that, you can grasp what I mean. You have many different temperatures of air. This is how you get the many different atoms on the element chart, because the atoms are within the air. So you don't have technically many different airs, you just have one air. It can be frozen to temperatures y'all can't fathom, or raised to temperatures y'all can't fathom. But this is how you get all the many different atoms from the different states of airs or gases, whatever, however you want to view unseen wind. It says you have O2 and O3, still oxygen, but different degrees. There you go. Oxygen. That's just oxygen air still. You know, you not wrong, but I don't think you grasping what I'm saying. You just named the same shit. You just named oxygen basically. It could be O17. That's still that's oxygen air. You get my point? In that case, oxygen's oxygen for the most part. Hydrogen's hydrogen for the most part. The amount of atoms you're using has to do with the amount of air you're mixing with another one. So H2O is just to say like double the amount of hydrogen gas than oxygen. 2 to 1, like that's why I said if you got a jar or something, just think if you just sucked in hydrogen gas, filled it up, then released that somewhere, and then you took oxygen gas and filled it halfway up, and then let those two merge like that, like 2 to 1. That's basically just H2O, meaning you won't get water from that. Let's say the container you got it in, it's gonna have water bubbles all over it once you do that. Mix those two different states of air together, like warm air and cool air. You're just gonna get the water. It may be bubblets of water. If you got a lot, flood the joint out. But it all depends on how much space you got to merge these airs together. You get my point? And so, kind of like in that way. Now, let's say you get that same container and you put the same amount of oxygen as hydrogen and just let them come together. You're going to get water, but it's going to be peroxide. You get it? A different kind of water. But you merged different states of airs in different amounts, meaning you changed the arrangement a little bit. You added more to the recipe. In that, you created a different liquid. So in the past, this is why they called it magic spells. If you understand the element chart and what those letters represent, which is different states of airs, so you're manifesting substance or liquids out of thin airs. Every liquid you could think of. So let's replace the C in C2O with N. Instead of C2O or H2O, let's do N2O. So what would nitrogen gas and oxygen gas merge get us? laughing gas, or laughing liquid. You know that shit that you know the chemical substance that they give you make you laugh. If we do, that's N2O. If we do N2O2, you get dinitrogen oxide. Basically the same thing, but like an ether, like a flammable. They all kind of go from like a pure state of liquid to like some flammable. Even the water, H2O, H2O2. When you get into H2O3, that's trioxidane. It's like a oxid, like an oxide ether. You know, ether like a flammable. So hopefully you grasp. Ian said, I get you. O2 is atmospheric oxygen, while O3 is ozone. Yeah, you're like lost for some reason. You're not grasping, but it's probably because you're trying to be smart than you need to be. Oxygen, oxygen. It doesn't matter where they got it from. If they want to name ozone, oxygen, you get my point? You lost in whatever labels they're using for the thing. This is why I said the letters have to do with states of air. So you don't have to get lost into the letters or the atom talk. Because in that, you're going to get kind of lost like you doing. The oxygen in the bedroom is O7, but it's kind of like that. The oxygen in the bathroom is O3. The oxygen in the living room is O2. That's just your way of like the oxygen in the living room and the oxygen in the bathroom got shit doo-doo smelling. You get it? I'm just giving you an example of what they're saying when they're like O2 and O3 and you get it? Atmospheric oxygen and ozone layer oxygen. Look at it like that. Like oxygen with shit smell in it. That's the bathroom shit. Like, that's O3. It's oxygen too, but it ain't got no doo-doo smells in it, so. But it's all oxygen. And that's the main thing you got to grasp. Just talking airs. When you merge airs, you get liquid. If it's a little doo-doo smells in the airs, you're going to get a little brown. Just, hopefully you grasp. Like I said, in regards to the degrees, 80-degree air has different atoms in it than 50-degree air. And that is a different air, like hydrogen or sulfur. These are all different temperatures of air. They can be solids, liquids, gases. If you understand the recipe and the merging, the chemistry. So, hopefully most of y'all are grasping. Other than that, y'all seem to get a little scramble-minded on these kind of deep conversations. But it's because y'all got a lot of, like the last guy said, he thinks that spells got to do with writing. You think I'm talking about spelling. Explaining the ancient practice, magic spells. This is something modern day people have no clue what spells truly are. Everybody has their guess. I'm explaining to y'all what it is. No guess needed. Somehow y'all are not following, some of y'all. So forget the science and smart talk. That's why I said that's just science talk. If I ask you to show me an atom, you can't. It has to do with airs. So different states of airs, temperatures, dew point. It's make for all the different, meaning even gold, that atom, it's an air thing. A temperature of air is gold air. That's, if you take that air at a different temperature, it will make it a solid liquid. You get my point? Just like water. And it's vapor or it's frozen. This is all dependent on the temperature of air but water itself is two different states of airs merged. It can be solid, liquid, or air. Peace and wisdom, Julia Pierce. Ah, you sound like a happy spirit. Now, like I said, N2O, that'll get you laughing gas. Let's do nitrogen and hydrogen. NH3. Meaning these are just different recipes of air. So when you're looking at science and you say, man, I don't understand H2O and H2O2 talk, you should now. It ain't that complicated. I don't even know why scientists do, well, they do it so y'all don't get it, but mix hydrogen airs with oxygen airs. There you go. NH3 gets you ammonia. So you see how the merging of different airs, of course we speak in atoms, but the atoms are within the different states of airs. When you merge different airs, you get different liquids. This is magic. Meaning ammonia come right out of thin air, no different than water, anything else you could think of. And it got to do with the chemistry of air. Chemistry being the merging of different substances. So this is alchemy, the precursor to chemistry. We ain't talking about the substances yet, we talking about the air. Alchemy is that, the merging of airs to get liquids. Chemistry kind of got more to do with the merging of these liquids to get, you know, yolks and solids, so to say. And so that's magic spells. There's some examples right there. You have peace and wisdom behind them. There's some examples you can get of, you know, merging the airs. Now we have C2O, C2O2. That's ethylene. Let me write it so y'all see. C2O2. Ethylene. At the bottom. Ethylene is a flammable. Now let's say I add hydrogen, meaning CHO. C2, H, I'm adding 6 hydrogen atoms to this C2O. Remember C2O, ethylene. If I add hydrogen airs, I get ethanol. You know what that is? That stuff y'all love to drink, called alcohol. Like that. Magic, nigga. You like get drunk, nigga? To make liquor out of thin air. You don't gotta go to the corn plant. See, the plants, they do the alchemy on their own. Like, you get ethanol off the corn plant. The corn, no alchemy, my nigga. The plant. Shit is alive. They geniuses too, like. Now, this goes really deep. I'm about to continue. Keep the trolling and retard behavior to a minimum, please. Thank you. Now, that's chemicals. Meaning I just showed you how merging airs get you liquids. And this is your atom talk, but I'm making it simple for if you ain't a scientist. So you got the chemicals I just explained, you know, from water all the way to ammonia, NH3. Now let's do emotions, meaning most of y'all think emotional states is something y'all feel, but they liquids too. And every feeling y'all feel is spells. Peace and wisdom get buck 360. Now, like I said, Emotional states work the same. So think like if you merge the chemical mixtures together, you'll get larger numbers. Like, let me write one. Let's do C8. That's 8 carbon atoms. C8H11 NO2. The bottom, I'm gonna have to flip this page over. But at the bottom it says C8, that's 8 carbon atoms. CH11, that's to say 11 hydrogen atoms. N, if there's no letter, no number behind it, that's just 1 basically. So 1 nitrogen atom and 2 oxygen atoms. That's 2. Yeah. So you got C8H11 NO2. That gets you dopamine. Dopamine is what's associated with pleasure. You follow? So dopamine, which you can look at as a chemical or a drug, a substance, is pleasure. When y'all feel pleasure, y'all body is doing the alchemy on its own, meaning bringing these different states of airs together because of y'all thoughts. When y'all think, y'all look, you get it? Look at it like the mind is producing gases, depending on the thought. Some of y'all thoughts is hot thoughts, some of them cool thoughts, whatever the case may be. But y'all manifesting these substances within yourselves, and it's making you, get it? Meaning there is no pleasure. There's just dopamine and the feeling of it. We call that pleasure. Now, let's say I do another arrangement. Let's say I do the same one. Like I said, that's dopamine or pleasure. C8H11NO2. Now let's change the 2 with a 3. So you have 8 carbon atoms, 11 hydrogen atoms, 1 nitrogen atom, and instead of 2 oxygen atoms, we're going to do 3. And this just got to do with the different amounts of these airs merged. But let's say we do NO3. C8H11NO3. That gets you norepinephrine. Say, what's that, Silas? Fear. Like that. Add 1 atom or raise the atom. You go from pleasure to fear. Same as with joy, meaning N2O or nitrous oxide. We know that is laughing gas, but that's just joy. And when y'all laughing, enjoying yourself, that's what's being merged. Nitrogen airs and oxygen airs in that frequency or ratio. In that, y'all are doing magic spells just organically with the mind, so to say. And it keeps going. C5H9N3. That's 5 carbon atoms. You just write it. C5H9N3. That gets you histamine. Histamine is pain. So when y'all feel pain, y'all basically ain't no pain, it's just histamine. And you get my point? Basically the precursor to mucus. Mucus being pain. Julia said serotonin and dopamine are what I did my paper on in chemistry a million years ago. Anyway, so like I said, that's pain. C5H9 and 3. Some of y'all are way dumber than I can fucking fathom. Hopefully y'all following. This is about to get a lot more deeper. Hopefully it's deep enough for you now, but These are the same letters from the element chart to make chemicals, emotional states. All of this being liquids. Now, watch how deep this goes. You have the emotions, you know, norepinephrine, dopamine, so on and so forth. Let's say I merge them. So that'll get me something like C16, H22NO5. Let's write that down. See what happens if we merge two emotional substances. C16, H22NO5. Let's see what that's close to. Now that recipe or formula, C16H22NO5, you know what that gets you? This right here. This is what you get if you merge dopamine and norepinephrine, all pleasure and fear. You get that ratio. That's similar to that. Meaning C17, C16, same shit. H21, H22 ain't no real difference. N1, 04, NO1, you get it? Same. That's cocaine though. So in that, you know, okay, cocaine is basically just fear and pleasure merged. That's why niggas be all cocaine out, acting weird, half scared and half happy. OPA doped out. Now, that's the chemical formula for cocaine. If you're making it with thin air, meaning you just need carbon air, hydrogen air, nitrogen and oxygen air, and know their ratio. And you can just manifest cocaine powder right out of thin air. You say that sound crazy. Shit, snowfall right out of thin air. That shit's powdery too, blood. So you don't ever gotta think like anything just manifesting out of thin air is strange. Fire and every fucking thing you know do. So, and you've seen it happen already. So you don't have to be like, that's fucking strange. Shit falling out of thin air is normal. Unless you retarded. But I'm telling you how that happened now. Like, God is a chemist. This nigga's bad. Like, see, God make that water fall right out of thin air. Like, y'all don't see it happening. Like, everything I just told you, God already know he be doing that shit. Like, it just rain and snow on y'all and shit, but y'all don't know how. Like, now you know different states of airs is being merged. Who doing it? God, my nigga. This nigga's a genius. God. Plants too, they do the same shit. Like, you get cocaine from a plant, that mean the cocaine already did the math for you, my nigga. This shit is crazy. Like the life you live in. All the plants around you, they like mathematicians, my nigga. The air is too. You know? You too, but you don't even know what you be doing inside yourself, so you be getting happy and shit. You doing the alchemy. You doing the magic spells too, big baby, but you have no clue what you're doing. But the plants and shit in the air, everything, you know, these things are smart. They know what they're doing. Now, C21, H23, NO5. Not too much different. You know what that gets you? Heron. Liquid. No. They get you that heron, that a poppy plant. They do that alchemy on its own. Meaning they do the magic spells on its own, baby, the plants. So you don't have to get lost and say, damn, now I would have to find all these different states of air solids to make this shit. Nah, the plants know magic too. So the plants know magic spells like the air do. You know, this is who the sorcerer learned from. The air and the plants. Me, we talking about me. This is how I'm explaining. This is how I know these things. I'm explaining to y'all like that. The plants teach me in the air these things. I'm not lying, otherwise how I know this? They teach this in school? They taught you this in chemistry? For real? I know they taught you the numbers and shit, but did they teach you what I'm telling you? Like, were you like, oh yeah, that's really simple and I get that real easy? No, they didn't teach you like that. You know why? Because this shit dangerous, man. Some of them liquids ain't even flammable like that. Mix some liquids together, you'll make a bomb. Meaning you'll blow up some shit. This is deep magic spells now. Meaning in the past, it was cold-blooded. Same way they is now, but it's just called like science. Y'all just learn the curriculum. That's the talk and the writing. But y'all don't learn the practice. In that, y'all don't, oh, this is deep. Playing with air. Yeah. Abracadabra shit. That make liquid come right out of thin air. Then tell you to drink it. This is how hypnosis works. Some of y'all might be into hypnosis, but you lost in the fake shit. Like, look at my, that don't work. That shit's fake. It worked like understanding this. Magic spells. Hypnosis is a substance. You get it? You rub that substance on the person, then it take like 5 seconds. No, it take like 5 minutes to kick in. So then you be like, follow my hand and shit. Turn around. Touch your nose, nigga. You do all that shit just to buy the time till it kick in. The man ain't seen when you rub this shit on his skin, so he lost in all that dumb shit. He like, man, they hypnotized me because they said follow my pen and turn around and touch my nose and this y'all. You know, when y'all be fronting like y'all wise and know what y'all talking about. I hypnotize people, look at my pen and you doing all the wrong shit. It's magic spells, big baby. Meaning the hypnosis got to do with understanding these recipes. You got substances that can hypnotize people. Bolivian torch cactus makes this substance. I told y'all the plants know everything. Angel's trumpet. That plant, it makes that substance. Now, this is why all these plants is illegal to y'all in the United States, but over in Mexico, they still ain't touching these shits and making zombies out of people. But like in that way. So think like magic trick, right? You say, I'm gonna make this person go to sleep, y'all. Watch. Focus on my hand. Now, they ain't see when you administer the anesthesia to them. You know, that's that shit they give you when they're about to put you under surgery. But let's say you don't do the needle. You rub the substance on. It's gonna have the same effect, but it take a moment to catch in. So when they give you the anesthesia, they like count from 100. So you're like, yeah, that's what did it. You don't feel a needle in your arm and all that shit no more. That little moment is over with. But you ain't just knocked dead out the moment they did it. So now they gotta keep your mind distracted, like count down from 100. So you just don't, pass the fuck out looking dumb. Like that. I tell you, I'm gonna hypnotize you. I'm gonna make you fall asleep. So I hit you with the magic spells. That's the substance. But you don't see that part. But that shit gotta take a little moment to kick in. It ain't just magic like that. Instant. If I put chloroform on your fucking mouth, you ain't gonna pass out instant. I need a little minute for that thing to kick in. So that's when I start distracting you. Like, look at my pen. This is what's doing it. Follow my pen. You don't know I rubbed you down with the substance, big baby, and you're going to pass out regardless if I do all of that shit or not. That's all just for you. So when niggas ask you how he made you go to sleep, you like, I don't know. I think he like follow my pen, and the nigga told me to turn around and touch my nose. I think that did it. It wasn't none of that. And so if you somebody into hypnosis, but I know y'all in the daytime, y'all get lost in the fake shit so easy. Hypnosis got to do with real alchemy, and it's got to do with the merging of airs and manifesting liquids. And you got all kind of liquids on this earth, and they all have a recipe. That recipe is airs, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, gases, airs. And so that's just a quick hypnosis lesson. Meaning if you somebody that's in the hypnosis, I just did you a favor. You could be hypnotizing people for real and shit like that. Not for fake. Then it'd be dope. It'd be deep because the people will really want to know, like, how did you really do that? Like, that wasn't fake. Like that. Now, of course, at some point you're gonna get in trouble when they find out, like, you're doing real magic spells and shit. Because this shit, I gotta watch my mouth a little bit. This shit ain't. This shit go dark. So let me show y'all how. So y'all see, like, how if you merge emotional states, you get like cocaine, heroin, meaning drugs ain't nothing but emotions. Remember, every feeling we get, pleasure, pain, these are substances. Dopamine, histamine, norepinephrine. But if you merge these different emotions, dopamine, norepinephrine, you get shit like cocaine, heroin. Cocaine just fear and pleasure. And anxiousness. Merged together. But all those things is liquids. When you feel them, your body just made the liquid. Now watch how dark it go. Meaning I just broke down chemicals and their recipes. I gave y'all some emotional state recipes. And I just gave y'all some drug recipes. Like I said, heroin is C21, H23, and O5. That's its chemical formula, meaning that's the 3 or 4 different states of airs that's merged together to create it. And if you lost, like I said, everything come out of thin air. And God do it in so y'all can see, like how it's done. When y'all see water fall out the air and snow, you know that's powder. The fucking cocaine can fall out of thin air if God want to get cute. You feel me? But he know people like me. You gonna sell cocaine, they're gonna be like, this shit come from God, my nigga. I have to sell it. I have to sell all these keys, man. You saw how it fell out of thin air. That is God. I put that shit in plastic, man. Going all around town giving out samples. That shit is in the napkin, my man. Just open up the napkin and swallow the napkin when you're done. Shit is good, like cheap. Come see me, baby. I'm doing God's work, man. This is fire. Snow. No, I'm just playing. I know some of y'all don't have a sense of humor. I don't know anything about that lion Zion, but like I said, I gave y'all chemicals, emotional states, and drugs. These are having recipes of airs. Those airs having to do with the element chart, meaning the atoms is in the different states of airs. Now we gonna go to viruses. Like I said, it get dark. So you say, man, cocaine is C17H21 NO4. Of course, I explain what the C is, the H, and all of that. So you should be clear on that. Now, let's say I want to make some liquids that's mucuses. So I say I'm gonna merge 1 hydrogen, because I already told you how to read these now. So you shouldn't be confused when you see them. I say, man, I'm gonna merge 1 hydrogen atom with 1 nitrogen atom. Or simply put, I'm gonna merge equal parts of nitrogen and hydrogen gases together. What's that? What's H1N1? That part. A thing called influenza, nigga. H1N1 ain't no different than the rest of these mixtures, recipes I showed you, but you never knew that. You know what influenza is. Let me give y'all another one. Some of y'all slow. I'm gonna merge hydrogen with nitrogen. H1N2. Fuck it. Let's raise the nitrogen air's volume. You know what that is? Pig flu. Swine flu mucus. I went from making liquids, emotional states, to drugs, all the way to fucking viruses. Just from spells. Air. Like that. Some of y'all lost. You like H1N1 ain't that? Okay. What is it then? What's H1N1 mean? That only mean one thing. Science talk. There you go, the hog flu. When you see a letter and a number, hopefully now you know what it is. Because I just told you. Now let's try another one. It's not good enough. Let's say I mix hydrogen with sulfur and vanadium. Remember, pull up the element chart so you can have your own right in front of your face. You should have been did that from the beginning of this video and you could have been like following along. But you can find the hydrogen atom on here, the sulfur one. Should help y'all out. Y'all might have a different order, so I don't even know. That ain't gonna help. But find the hydrogen atom, the sulfur atom, and the vanadium atom. I know you say, I never heard of no vanadium. It's this one. You see it? Vanadium. It's on there. Don't worry. I'm just not familiar with it. Now, if I mix hydrogen, sulfur, and vanadium together, you know what I get? Herpes. Herpes virus. Why are you crying, Sarah? Hopefully some of y'all follow. You got HSV2. Stronger form of herpes. All created with this same magic spell stuff I'm telling you about. You get my point? And so, it goes deep. I need more paper now. Now you know the chemical formula for herpes, influenza, swine flu. Now let's go deeper. What's that? CoV1. What's that? If you got the element chart in front of you, look on it. And find cobalt. I'm saying find it so you can see cobalt. There you go, Ian. Cobalt and vanadium. You got it absolutely right. But I want you to find it on the chart so you can see how they have cobalt as a number. They have it C, lowercase o. If it was C and a capital C and a capital O, it would be carbon and oxygen. But it's a C and a lowercase o. In that, you know it's not carbon and oxygen, but it's cobalt. Now, if you merge cobalt and vanadium, you get CoV1, or what y'all know as coronavirus. If you raise the vanadium, meaning one cobalt atom, with 2 vanadium atoms, then you get COVID-2, meaning basically COVID. COVID-19, just the coronavirus. And that continues on. Could do this with HIV. What's HIV? Meaning y'all should be nice at this shit now. What's HIV-1? There you go. Hydrogen, iodine, and vanadium. Those 3 airs merged. That shit get you AIDS. This is what magic spells is. Understanding the airs and how you can merge different states of airs, meaning you have different temperatures or different kinds of airs. Within them you have the atoms. When they bond together, they manifest their liquid. Now, it goes even deeper, so don't think I'm done. If any of you guys want to give back, you can do so by clicking the title of the video. I'm gonna let you go. The death, not you, I'm sorry. I thought you was Sarah Everson. Some of y'all coming on here acting stupid. I'm not gonna block none of y'all, but get the dumb shit together, please. This is a channel for deep intellectuals, not silly, goofy-minded people that put their thumb in their butt and stuff like that. If your thumb is warm, wet, and sticky, you feel me? This is not the place for you. If your thumb smell like doo-doo, where was that at? I'm gonna get y'all when I'm done, don't worry. We're gonna finish this discussion about your stinking beginnings. I'll started with marshland smells. Doo-doo. Double D. I mean doo-doo. Your mouth. Smell like doo-doo. When you leave the bathroom after taking a shit, they be like, you forgot to wipe your mouth. Not your ass. I know that's what you thought I was going to say, but no. When you leave the bathroom and this shit smells in the air, and it's be like, I think Blood forgot to wipe his mouth because his mouth smell like doo-doo. Now, what was that? Don't make me fry you on here. I don't want to do it. Now, I just explained COVID, HIV, all these things being magic spells. These are their recipe. Meaning HIV, all this shit y'all catch, this is stuff that's made the same way you make water, peroxide, anything you could think of. Different states of airs being merged. But don't forget the plants do this alchemy too. So let's say you like, I want to make drugs. You don't need to. You just need to know the plants that do it. Get it? That's all they do all day, the plants. They just make different substances. So each plant holds a different substance. It may be a medicinal one. It may be poisonous. Shit may give you a disease like herpes. You know, like poison ivy. Yeah, you all bumpied out like you got herpes and shit. So, you know. This is how magic spells work. Meaning this is how the first person got herpes. Somebody understood magic spells back in the day. And they probably put it in their food. And that, when the person ate the food that had the herpes substance on it, then their lips got mad bumpy. But before they seen the bumps, they was eating on their lady vagina because that's what grown-ups like to do. And that's how it became a sexually transmitted disease. You catch on the mouth or the penis because of that. Because the dick sucks and eating vagina, but this is what grown-ups like to do. So if you afflict their mouth in any way, they more than likely gonna pass it to somebody below. From there, herpes is born. That's why if I ask any of y'all, herpes is a sexually transmitted disease, right? So how did the first person get it? If you can only get herpes from sex for the most part, then how did the first person get it? You can't say they had sex with somebody. It wouldn't matter. Nobody had it yet. They the first one to have it. who they have sex with to catch it from, and they wouldn't be the first. That part, that means herpes ain't a sexually transmitted disease when you create it, but it just become that. You follow? Same with AIDS and anything else you could think. Any sexually transmitted disease. It ain't start like that. Otherwise, how'd the first person get it? Meaning the government fucking y'all over real good. They putting these spells on y'all. I'm saying, where they making it at? Cern. You know that Hadron Collider over in Switzerland, Geneva, that I was explaining in the beginning? And I gave you all this deep knowledge. Now you know what they doing. When they say we banging together atoms and shit. So they know you know. They know you can't do nothing with no atom. You like, well, where's the atoms, huh? That part. They could just say it's simple. Oh, we over there mixing airs and shit together. That's where the atoms and the electrons and all that's at. So we just over there mixing different temperatures of airs together. And we making hella liquids and shit. And we just fucking y'all over in life. Like, we're making new substances so y'all can get drunk and high. We're making new diseases and shit so y'all can get sick. In that, y'all will go to the pharmacy and get more drunk and high. Because the pharmacy just the drug dealers. You know, they need y'all to be sick so y'all can have to go get drugs. You get my point? Like that. So, they make disease. Then they make the cure for the disease. But it's not a cure. It's just something to like buy you over. Meaning the only reason y'all have sicknesses is because niggas need to sell their drugs. So in that, the government say they have to be sick. They have to have COVID, my nigga, because we got this new medicine to cure it. We got this new cold medicine. No, you know what? We got this new immune shot we want to give people, but they're not going to take it. So let's just get them sick. Then they'll have no choice. Sound crazy? Because it ain't. That's what they do. Why else they sell y'all liquor? That shit medicine? Liquor? No, right? Poison, right? Oh, they sell it to y'all. You don't even have to be grown. You could just be 21 grown to get it. Your fucking brain ain't even finished developing. They don't care. That's not their problem. That part. Meaning it's your government. They say y'all not allowed to have, like, the drug plants. Buy the fake versions of these things that we have in our pharmacy. They're chemicals that we merge together, but they like drugs almost. Sniff this ammonia. It's something like cocaine. Don't worry, your nose will bleed still. Kind of like that, you know? So all the drugs y'all get at the pharmacy, they just chemical synthetic versions of real drugs that the plants make. Plants make cocaine, heroin, and all that shit. You know, poppy plant, coca plant. You got cactuses that make DMT. Like I said, you have Bolivian torch cactus that make that substance that turn you into a zombie, where a person can tell you to do anything and you do it. You're like unconscious, but your brain's still operating. Kind of like a sleepwalking thing. Your body and all of that shit still work, and your brain still take command, just not from itself. Take it from whoever talking to it. Like, you tell yourself, I'm gonna move my arm and get this glass of water and drink it. Like that. Shit don't work for you. It just work for like whoever telling you, like, take your arm and get that glass and bust it over that nigga's head though. Then you just do it. Like that. And you be kind of conscious too, like, damn, I don't have no control, but I don't even care either. Kind of like when you in dream, where you like, this shit is like, I feel like I'm just here. I just fell out the window and shit, now I'm walking down the block. I ain't tripping that much about it though. Kind of like that. Where you like, I know I ain't got control right now, but I don't know. I'm under the influence. So you get it? He said, that's that angel. It might be. You feel me? But nah, it's not angel dust. Bolivian torch cactus. This is a real thing. Like I said, a lot of plants in North America, they're illegal. But it's for that reason they need y'all to go to the pharmacy. You're not going to buy none of the pharmaceuticals if y'all got access to the plants, the real drugs. Because that's the real medicine. So they basically ban y'all off from real medicine to get y'all they own bullshit made up version, which is truly just chemicals. And that y'all never get healed. Y'all wind up getting more sick or y'all get another problem from the chemicals. So you got this one sickness, they give you pharmaceutical medicines and then it causes you another complication. But they'll tell you like, don't worry, when you get diarrhea from this shit. You feel me? Don't take this without eating. You like, damn, wow, what the fuck is it? You get it? You ain't never gonna hear a nigga be like, man, I'm about to sniff some yayo, but I need to eat first. That shit ain't gonna do, it ain't gonna do too much to them. They don't care. But when you get to them pharmaceutical drugs, blood, you eat what you don't eat and pop a certain kind of pill, you might die. That happened to me before when my foot got crushed. They gave me Oxycontin, I think, because the pain was too much. I wouldn't have made it. You feel me? Every bone in my foot was broken. Basically, my foot was like a bag of crushed glass. So you feel me? And I had like, they put like rods in my foot. So there's no way I would have made it through that shit. I needed something. They gave me Oxycontin. I take this shit without eating. Fuck, I don't know why I did that. I was floating and shit. I felt nauseous. I was about to shit and vomit at the same time. How the fuck? How you go from your foot? I had no foot pains. I had all doodle butt stomach pain. I thought, fuck. I want my foot not to hurt. I don't want mud butt and nigga floating around. My head was hurting and shit. After that, I made sure I made me a peanut butter. Nigga, man, bootleg. Made sure I hooked me up a peanut butter and jelly sandwich before I pop one of those again. I don't play that. Made sure I ate me some Captain Crunch before I did that shit again. Nah, I eat me some Captain Crunch. Chill, big baby. I gotta make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich first, you know, because niggas is poor around these parts. I ain't gonna hold you. So I had to whip that peanut butter and jelly sandwich up. I ate that. I was good when I popped that Oxycontin the next time. And nothing happened. Nah, I'm just playing, but that shit is real. Mine is the peanut butter and jelly part. But the other night I made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That shit was hidden, man. Let me tell y'all how I made it. I said, man, I want a grilled cheese, but I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich too, because I'm trying to go back to my roots. Sometimes I do that. I said, damn. Back in the day when grandmas used to hook up those grilled cheese sandwiches, they was all buttery and good. I'm like, damn, I sure could go for one of those. But you know, niggas be acting bougie, so I forgot how you actually make that shit. I said, how do you make that? Bread and cheese, but what you do? So I forgot. I'm like, I know you don't just put that. It's a certain way you make a grilled cheese. You don't just you don't just make toast and put cheese in. That ain't how it works. So I'm like, how you make it? Somehow I'm lost on this grilled cheese. I said, you know what? I really want that peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So I made me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I took that peanut butter and jelly sandwich and I threw that thing in that pan. I don't know what I was doing. And I started making like I was making grilled cheese, big baby. I flipped them. Oh, it was nice and brown like a grilled cheese sandwich. And when I cut it, nigga, that jelly was so hot. And that peanut butter was so hot and creamy. Nigga, that's what you call a home-cooked PBJ sandwich, nigga. That shit was like real warm, hot food. I said, damn, all I needed was a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? So I made 2-3 more of them. I don't want to hold you, blood. I made a few more of those. I made a little milkshake with that because that was good. So you go on and try that yourself. It's called grilled cheese, peanut butter, and jelly. Oh my God, it's so good. You don't use no butter though. That sounds like sandwich though. And so don't use no butter though. You should have a nice non-stick pan where you could like toast some bread in that motherfucker. without it sticking to the pan. If it's going to stick, you got the cheap pan, so you don't need to try it. And you can't do it in a toaster. That ain't how, that's not how it's work. You'll have mad jelly and peanut butter in your toaster, because it's going to get mad hot. And you know, you got to make it like I said. I'm telling you, you make that, you give it to your kids, you're going to have them asking for one of those every day. Mommy, can I get one of them peanut? You're gonna have niggas actually asking you for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Like, I don't even want a whole meal. Just can you make me one of those peanut butter and jelly sandwiches that Why Solid said? Delicious. I'll make me one when I'm done. Now let me finish this video. Said that sandwich science right there. Yeah, it be like that sometimes. You be wanting 2, 3 things at once. So you like, I'm half asleep. Let me just go on ahead. You thought you was making a grilled cheese, but you made a peanut butter and jelly the wrong way. But it came out good. And that'd be a new thing. You know? Grilled cheese, peanut butter, and jelly with no cheese on it, though. Just peanut butter and jelly. Now, where was I? Explaining viruses. Like I said, when you see the viruses, HIV, COVID-2, all of that, they write it in that way for a reason. Meaning there's no reason for them to write C, lowercase o, then capital V. Pull up COVID-1, COVID-2, and you look at how it's written. That way you could be perfectly sure, like, oh yeah, if that was supposed to be a word of some sort. You get it? We don't write capital first, lowercase, then bust out a capital out of nowhere. And then add a fucking number to it. We don't write like that. That part. It's a chemical formula. That's why it's written like that. For all scientists that's into this chemistry to understand. You get it? Meaning when I see these things, I know what they are. So when they say like COVID-1, I know. They doing spells. And the recipe is basically, you get it? Cobalt and vanadium. But I just see how they write it. You say, man, he got H1N1. I know that's a chemical formula. No different than H2O. And so you get my point? It go deep like that. Now let me show y'all something cold-blooded. H1N1, H1N2, that's like a bad cold. Pneumonia, you know, the coronavirus things. Bad cold or some shit. Now watch this. This is the chemical formula for cocaine. C17H21NO4 is the chemical formula for cocaine. H1, meaning H21, so you do have one hydrogen there, atom. You more than one, but you got the one you would need to make H1N1. This N is just one, that's why it's no number. So it's C17H21N1O4. But H1N1 is in this recipe. In that, I would know, okay, cocaine is a cold. You say, what? Man, when niggas be high on that cocaine, they like a nigga that got the fucking flu. They like, shit, I don't know what the fuck they be doing, my nigga, but they damn sure sound like a nigga that got hella allergies or a cold or something. So now you know why. Because cocaine got H1N1 in it, my nigga. The nigga sniff that, yeah, we just give itself H1N1 right on the spot. And some other shit too. You get it? Like I said, cocaine is fear and pleasure merged. Now both of those got, you know, fear and pleasure both got, you know, H1N1 in them. When you get scared, my nigga, then you start like losing your breath like a nigga that got a coronavirus. Oh, I got pneumonia when the nigga scared the shit out you. If you wondering, like, he made that up? No, I'm dead ass. You get scared, you're giving yourself a cold, my nigga. You could scare a nigga into sickness. The nigga start wheezing, he have H1, he have swine flu. I could scare the swine flu into you, my nigga. Because fear, which is norepinephrine, is a substance. In that substance hold H1N1 in it, my nigga. It's in the recipe. Get it? C17H21NO4. Dopamine is C8H11NO2. That's pleasure. H1N1 is in pleasure. C8H11NO3. H1N1 is in norepinephrine or fear. Like that. You're dealing with cocaine. Cocaine is the merging of emotional states. And cocaine itself got H1N1 in it and H1N2. Motherfucker got that shit got COVID in it. Nah, I don't got COVID in it. But you get my point? Like that. Some of these drugs got the sickness in it. And so again, when you sniffing cocaine, probably after you finished and you feel like you got a little cold, my nigga. Because that's what it's in it. H1N1. Influenza. That's like cough. Does that make sense to y'all? Because I'm not making none of this up. This is real magic spells. This is how it works. This shit goes even darker than that. And you got the letters down here. Meaning if you got your chart out, go to the bottom. Where you see like plutonium and shit. Americium and all of that weird shit. Where you like, oh, I never even noticed those. If you got the element chart, go to the bottom. The bottom. My poster's so big, I can't even get it. I gotta get a small one, and I'll do it over, but go to the bottom. You're gonna see like americium, plutonium, neptunium, uranium. That's your Greek gods, you know, Uranus, Neptune, and all of them. That's who they are. But now you understand that air got atoms in it. So in perspective, airs is bodies of their bodies. Like how you got cells inside of you. They got microparticles in the air. And that the air is living bodies. That's how the airs know how to, like, you know, do the chemistry. And I say God do the chemistry in the air. God is all those Greek gods. All of them. Meaning that wasn't fake when they was explaining to you that in Greek. Neptune. They was talking about these bodies of airs. How I was explaining to you different states of airs got atoms in them. That's what the Greeks was explaining to you. Before there was physical life, there was just bodies of airs floating around, having sex and shit, and fighting each other, and coming together to make liquids. That's how you get water and every other liquid you know. But this is all real life. You know it's real because, like I said, who's doing the alchemy in the air? Say, yeah, it was God. Well, I was being funny, but if you understood Greek, they explain it. Like, nitrogen is an unseen person, a body of air. Neptune, Uranus, or uranium, all of these. So if you wonder, you say, like, how do I know those atoms on the periodic table was really states of airs? Because that's how Greeks explained it, like how I did, like states of airs. So that's why they have like Neptune and Uranus as a person. But they represent, like Poseidon represent fucking water. You get my point? Now, where's the Poseidon? I forgot which one is Poseidon. Oh, Prometheum. Prometheum. But Poseidon represents water. Which one is for Poseidon? I forget. But all the Greek gods is one of these letters on the element chart. That's just some deep scholarship most people don't know. Meaning Uranus, Neptune, Prometheus. Prometheum or Prometheus. This is an atom on the element chart. But like I said, we speak in different states of air. The bodies of air. And that Neptunium is Poseidon. Be quiet, please. Now, where was that? Oh. If you go to the bottom ones, Your lanthanides and your actinides. I'm speaking your atoms, like I said, your americium, plutonium, neptunium. When you mix those states of airs together, you know what you get? Nuclear weapons. Blow your whole country clean the fuck up. Forget making a liquid like that. I mean, this thing go dark and deep. Like telecommunications, you got metals on here like copper, the copper atom, gold, silver. You get it? You got different elements on here. When you get to the metal ones, the metal elements, you merge those together, you get telecommunications. So you see how you pick up the phone and you call, and I could answer and talk to you? That only works because of a certain arrangement of metals. Copper being your main conductor when you're talking about telecommunications. Now, if you recall, I told y'all before, the cervical part of your spine, that's C1 through C7, those vertebrae, that's your coppers. Speak. Communicate. When you're dealing with telecommunications, you need your copper. You know, I'm really wise. I don't think you grasp. Like, nigga, I am Solomon now. I am King Solomon, nigga. I'm back. Sorry you didn't notice this shit, nigga. I changed my name to Solace, nigga. So no one would know. Now, where was I at? Oh, telecommunications. Now, the way y'all speak to each other, that's telecommunications, but it's really not for y'all. It's for communicating with the dead. So all those metals and knowing the accurate merging, meaning the same way you bring hydrogen airs and oxygen airs together and you get water, you bring some of these metal airs together, meaning in their air state. I'll forget their air state. When they're solid, if you merge the solid metals, and you know the recipe. So if you look up stuff like different chips, you might have like H110 or H110. Ain't that like the computer thing? H1110? Yeah, that's like H110, bro. That's like the same chemistry or science I was telling y'all about, meaning that gaming equipment or telecommunication equipment has a metal formula, no different like H2O, and you need to know the metals and how to align them for it to operate. In that, I can talk to you from over there, you could talk to me, and whoever has, you get it? The arrangements of metals. But it was used in the past to communicate with the dead. And they just limited it so that y'all could communicate with each other. This is why you have satellites outside of Earth's orbit. It's trying to catch the signal being the souls of the dead. Terrestrial mean you are alive, and the extraterrestrial means your ass ain't inside Earth no more and you're dead. Yeah, extraterrestrial beings, that's not an alien, nigga, that's a dead motherfucking soul. And that's what the space station is about. If niggas is talking to the dead in outer space, nigga, because that's where all the dead souls are, in the abyss. And catch the signal. That's the soul. And the soul is bound to the metal. The same way our energy get bonded to the metal. The copper wire and your nickel wire. And then you spiral off. You know, spiral them. Now look at a light bulb, how it spiraled up. You like that? And the energy get bound to the metal in its shape, and it can't escape. In that, you just turn your lights on whenever you want. The energy's stuck in that shit. That's how they communicate with the dead in the past. Same way you communicate with your boy up the block and y'all not in front of each other. If you say that's weird, it's not. You're communicating with your boy. This nigga ain't in your face, then he like a dead person, technically. He ain't in your fucking realms. How's you talking to him? Again, how you talking to your grandma? She live in another state from you, nigga. How the fuck are you talking to her on that thing? What's so what's so stranger about me saying, man, that shit used to be to talk to dead people, wherever they at. That part, most of y'all will say, man, that's weird. Ain't no weirder than you talking to your boy. He live in another state. He ain't nowhere around you. That part. It wasn't for that at first. Somebody just had the bright idea to say, nigga, if we can call up the dead and talk to them on this shit, I'm sure we could use this science to talk to grandma up the fucking river, so we ain't got to, like, be going down there to see her whole ass no more. Like that. See, in the past, they had, like, the towers. Like how y'all have the towers? It catch the signal. And y'all all connected to the signal. And that y'all talk to each other, it block y'all from what it truly do. But the government agencies, they still talking to the spirits through these means. So, like I said, you got the space station, 7 people be up there. But that's just the dead, communicating with the dead thing. Meaning the dead don't leave. When the cells in your body die, they don't just magically leave out your body. They brought to wherever they are. Same in the world we live in. It's like a body. And when motherfuckers die, they don't. They still here. They just somewhere else. You say, where? Well, y'all buried the body in the ground, so that shit's still there. You ain't got to question that. And they sold somewhere in this motherfucker. Get it? Like that. It's just all still in the body. It's all here still. With us. And so in that, you could talk to this shit. You just gotta understand Solomon's magic. You know? That's why I say Solomon had power over the winds and the jinn. The winds is like those airs, you know, element chart thing I just explained to you. And Solomon's the master of this thing. He know every recipe, even for the metals. Like that. You got certain ones you can merge together and just fly. So you heard of witches flying in the past? Yeah, that's a liquid. I ain't saying it's healthy when your ass gets sick and turn green and shit. That's the after effects. Just like if you smoke crack, then at some point you start looking like a fucking zombie. But I guess you having fun until that happens. So I guess you fly around and shit and have fun until you start looking green like a crackhead. Like how y'all know a witch. Like they said they look. That's from, you know, flying and shit. You have drugs you could take that make you feel like you're floating. So it shouldn't be that hard to fathom. Like, I can make a drug to make you fly. Make you weightless. Now, I ain't saying it don't have side effects, but I'm just saying you will be flying around this bitch. That part. They had to ban this practice because it get dark. When you see the Muslim making fucking missiles out of cake mix flour and shit like that. Dangerous like that. So you say, man, all I gotta do is know the recipe. But that's the problem. I don't know the recipes. When you're dealing with the element chart, it don't matter. You don't need to know no recipes. They all go together. You're gonna get something. That's what make it dangerous. That's what make it dangerous. It's like multiplication. It don't matter what you say, it's gonna be an equation. 25 times 25, that's an equation. Think of a number you could say that's not an equation. 2 times 5, that's an equation. Any number I think of is an equation. 1 million times 50,000 million, that's still an equation. Shit. That's how these spells work. You can't miss. You get it? You say, damn, I don't know no recipes. You don't need to know no recipes, nigga. Once you merge airs together, you're fucked. You're gonna make a liquid. Hopefully it ain't a bad one. So they said we got to ban this. This is too dangerous. A little kid could do this by mistake, man. People do this by mistake in their own brain. We talking spells, magic spells, making liquid. That part. You could mix any of them together. You're gonna get something. What it does, this is the magic. And so it get dark, like I said. You mix the metals together, you get telecommunications. That's talking to the dead. I'll go more deeper on that in another video. You mix like americium and neptunium and promethium and these little elements at the bottom together, you get atom bombs, basically nuclear weapons. Take out a whole country. And so like that, and it get darker and darker. But I'm tired, I'm getting famished. I still got COVID. Throat hurt now. So I'll come back and finish part 2 of this video tomorrow. Title it King Solomon, because that's the part I was about to explain. King Solomon in totality, because King Solomon is like the personification of the person. You could say he the creator of sorcery, or his line. He's the best. Sorcery come from Solomon. Sorcery being what I explained. So sorcery, Solomon, science, all the same thing. But not. But you get it? Solomon being the person, sorcery being the practice, science being the curriculum, schoolwork of this practice. That start with a person. Solomon had power over the winds. And the jinn, that's the entity within the substance. Meaning when you merge airs together, you're merging the atoms within them together. Those airs that merge become a liquid, and those atoms within those airs become molecules. Like that. So now you have a liquid substance with entity in it. So think like beer, ethanol, boor, that's spirit. Ethanol has molecules in it. Our beer has molecules, our entity within it. Agonist and antagonist. Or you could just say little unseen entity. Same way you got sperm cells in your semen. Your semen is a liquid. You can't see the sperms or the little critters in it, but they're there. You follow? When you're drinking beer, just like your semen, you can't see the little critters that's in the beer, but they're there. In this case, these little critters attack your liver the same way sperm cells will attack an egg cell. Everything attack what it like, man. So you drink that beer, look at the deity or the entity within that liquid like sperm cells, beer sperm cells. And what they do is look to impregnate themselves in your liver, and you get it? Other aspects of your body, kind of taking it over. In that, you drink the beer, you get wobbly and shit, you get addicted because you're being attacked by the entity in it. The same with cocaine. It has the micro entity or the deity in it that y'all don't see. And when you sniff that shit, they attack your neuron cells and whatever else they choose to attack. Kind of using it like a host cell, controlling it. In that, you start to get the urge for the drug. But it's not you, it's the entity within the substance that's in you, attacking you, causing you to get the urge. So you like, I'm an alcoholic, man, I need a drink. The entity within the alcohol are attacking you right now. That's why they're called antagonist and agonist. They antagonize the fuck out of y'all till y'all oblige. So that's how addiction works. But like I said, I'll come back, finish this video, part 2 of it. It'll be titled King Solomon's Magic. But hopefully y'all grasp what spells is. Like I said, spells have nothing to do with words, like the brother Slang thought. If you're watching Slang, I'm gonna unblock you tomorrow and keep it together though. I'm gonna put you back in block. And so these things go deep, deep, deep. But Cern is basically doing that. Making spells. Spells being anything from chemicals to drugs to virus to nuclear weapons. So be careful and be well in this life. Keep your mind open. learn, so you be aware of what's going on around you. Salam, peace and wisdom, Lion Zion, and the rest of y'all as well.